Hello everyone, I am Rupa, working as an assistant professor in Gokaraju Rangaraju Institute of Engineering and Technology. Now we will discuss about further development of data cube. Within this further development of data cube, we need to follow some of the methods as a discovery driven exploration of data cubes, complex aggregation at multiple granularities, constrained gradient analysis in data cubes. In discovery driven exploration, we have some anomalies in data are automatically detected and marked for the user at visual cues. We will see what is meant by anomaly and what is meant by visual cue with an example. Complex aggregation at multiple granularities. It describes the multi-feature cubes for complex data mining queries involving multiple dependent aggregates at the multiple granularities. Okay, it has to be aggregated at multiple levels of granularities by applying the data mining queries. And constraint based analysis is based on the constraints. We need to go for the analysis of the data cube. So first we can go for the discovery driven exploration of the data cubes. Generally data cube may have a large number of aggregated cells and it becomes a burden for the user to even browse for a cube. So because of this one, we need a tools to develop to assist the user exploring the huge aggregated space of the data cube. This cube exploration approach which automatically detects the anomalies in the data and marked for the user with the visual cues. Okay, anomaly generally we can call it as an exception and visual cue will be represented in a way as a color. Pre-compute measures indicating the exceptions. They guide the user in a data analysis way at all levels of aggregation. Exception means it is a data cube value that is significantly different from the value anticipated. It is not a significant value. That's why we can call it as an exception here. Visual cue is such as background color are used to reflect the degree of exception of the each cell. It represents in a way as a background color. Okay, based on this one, the user is easily identify the what are the exceptions available within the in each and every level of aggregation of the cube. We have three measures are used for the exception indicators. One is self-exception, in-exception, path exception. Self-exception means so this will indicate the degree of surprise of a cell value relative to the other cells at the same level of aggregation. Within the same level, we have some anomaly as that will indicate self-exception. In-exception will indicate the degree of surprise somewhere beneath the cell if drill down to from it. Okay, it is not in the same level of aggregation. We can go for drill down operation and we are moving into finding of in-exceptions. And path exception. This will indicate the degree of surprise for each drill down path from the cell. Okay, this will indicate the path of the exception moving into or applying into the drill down operation. For example, to analyze the monthly sales at all electronics as a percentage difference from previous month, item, time and region dimensions are taken. The data is aggregated overall items and sales for each month as shown. Okay, let us go for this example. We have a all electronics company. It contains item, time and region are the dimensions. Observe this example. We have a all items has to be available in all regions. Okay, let us observe the first diagram. It contains the sales of the all the months starting from January to December. Okay, here we need to know about how we can identify the self exception, in exception, path exception. Okay, whenever any of the background color has to be available, that will indicate the self exception. And one more thing is if any of the border has to be available for any of the cell, it will indicate the in exception. Okay, if high is a background color, that means dark background color and a dark border has to be available, that will indicate the high self exception, the high in exception. If the border is dark, high in exception. If color is dark, high self exception. Okay, by observing this one we can easily identify the exceptions here. Okay, here within this figure we have a total sales from January to December. We have exceptions as a July, August and September and some in December has to be available. Okay, by observing this one, this will indicate the in exception. Then we need to go for applying as a drill down operation and we need to find the item sales between average sales of the all the months here. That means for Sony between printer in a month of September we have 41%, that will indicate the exception here, and in October we have a minus 13%, that will indicate the exception, and for December minus 11. Even we have minus 15 also available for the November also. So why we are not considering the minus 15% means within this exception, it will consider all the cells of the corresponding, all the values of the corresponding cell. Okay, based on the all the values, it has to identify the exception. And compared to December, within this November, It contains all the minus values only. That's why it doesn't indicate it is an exception. When we go for comparing with the December, it contains a positive and negative values. So that's why the -7 will indicate it as an exception. That's why the Sony between printer, the exceptions are there within sales as a September, October and December, not in November. Okay. Then we are again drill downing into next level as taking one of the item as a IBM home computer along with this region and the corresponding months. Here we have an exception as a exception there in July month and September months. In July we have a high self exception has to be available, because this will indicates the compared to the other values in SL, the -39 is a exception value. Okay, like this we need to identify all the anomalies within by using this discovery driven exploration. The next method is complex aggregation at multiple granularities. By using this one, generally we can take an example as grouping by all subsets of all the dimensions as item, region, month, and find the maximum price in 1997 for each group and the total sales among all maximum price tuples. Okay, here we need to find the aggregation of data in all levels of granularities by using all the features. Select item, region, month, and here we need to calculate the maximum price and sum of the sales from the purchases. This will be the database array table where year is equal 1997. Our constraint is with 1997. We need to find the maximum price of the corresponding sales in so and so region and for so and so item and so and so month. Okay, cube by all the dimensions as item, region and month. Okay, and such that the price is equal to compulsory maximum price. The price is equal to the max price. Okay, based on this constraint, we need to write the queries and obviously it will give the results. The maximum price in a year 1997 for the item and region and all the months will give the results. And the next method is a constraint gradient analysis in data cubes. Within this constraint gradient analysis is based on the constraints. Analysis of changes of sophisticated measures in multi-dimensional space. Okay, if you have any changes in if any sophisticated measures in a multi-dimensional space as any changes are there, then we can go for applying as a constraint gradient analysis in data cubes. The problem of mining changes of a complex measures in a multi-dimensional space, generally we can call it as a cube grade problem. The problem of mining changes of a complex measures. Changes in measures in a multi-dimensional space, we call it as a cube grade problem. Okay. For example, when we taken it as a real estate, generally, for example, if any changes in a dimensions or attributes has to be there, obviously it will changes the measures also. If dimensions are changed and attributes are changed, obviously we need to change the measures also. Okay, we have a specification, generalization, mutation are there. Specification is comes under the drill down operation and generalization is comes under the roll up operation. Mutation means changes in dimensions. Okay, we need to, because of all the changes, obviously we need to change the measures. Okay, this type of gradient analysis has to capture the data trends and handles the complex measures. Okay, this kind of method will automatically capture the data trends and handles the complex measures. We have some types of constraints has to be available. Based on the constraints, we can follow this method. Okay, we have significance constraint, probe constraint and gradient constraint. Significant constraint means this will ensure that we will examine only the cells that have certain statistical significance in the data. If the cells has a statistical significance, then we need to go for using a significance constraint, such as containing at least a specified number of base cells or at least a certain total sales. In the data cube context, this constraint acts as an iceberg condition, okay, which prunes a huge number of trivial cells from the answer set. Okay, based on some certain condition or statistical significance, we need to use the significance constraint. And a probe constraint means this selects a set of cells. Generally, we call it as a probe cells here from all of the possible cells as starting points of examination, because the cube grade problem needs to compare with each cell of the cube with other cells that are either specialization, generalization, mutation of a given cell. It extracts the pairs of similar cell characteristics associated with big changes in the measure in a data cube. If any big changes in there, then we need to go for using as a probe constraint. And a gradient constraint specifies the user's range of interest. Based on the user's range of interest on the gradient, user range of interest on a gradient, we need to apply this gradient constraint. The user is typically interested in only certain types of changes between the cells. For example, we may be interested only those cells whose average and profit sales by more than 90% compared to the probe cells. Okay, such changes are specified within the threshold in the form of either a ratio or any difference between or certain measures value of a cells under comparison. A cell that captures the changes from the probe cell is referred to as a gradient cell. Okay, we will check the differences between the probe cell and the gradient cell. Here the probe cell means a subset of cells. Okay, within the probe constraint, if subset of cells has to be having the major changes, then we need to use the probe constraint. Within the gradient constraint, based on the user requirement, user has to select certain types of changes, and for within these changes, so it will give some differences between the probe cells and the gradient probe cells and the user selected cells, and then we can call it as a gradient cell. You can apply this gradient constraint. These are all the methods available within the further development of data cube. Thank you.